Hello, hello. Just waiting on a few people to come in. And I'll be turning the camera on shortly. I'm just not trying to reveal where I'm currently located for my safety reasons. With everything going on in this world right now, I think most people would understand that. Um, there's so much going on and so many things that I just wanted to talk. Um, the Summer case, the Jack and Lily case, the Diddy case, what's going on in LA, what's going on between Trump and Musk, and over Jeffrey Epstein. And I wanted you guys' thoughts and to tell me how y'all were feeling. And I wanted to talk about the two local cases that I have been bringing you guys. One of which is the mass pew-pewing incident. A lot of you may not have seen the video that I uploaded because it's not gotten a lot of traction. So, what I'm doing right now, as we speak, is I am about to go use my last $2 I got and buy a drink and a sandwich at McDonald's with the app on the low, and take my laptop with me and my box to charge. The reason is I can pull that video up on the laptop and show it to y'all. What I want to show you is something that's still not been addressed. Well, partially. There's several news stations that have come out and told that the person that was unalived in that mass incident in Catawba County was one of the promoters. So, let me tell perspective. I'm not trying to down anybody. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trying to cause anybody any harm. I'm just perspective reporting the news as accurately as possible. There's a lot of people misreporting who lived there and it's a single parent and all this. It is owned by a couple. At the time of purchase, they were married. Are they legally separated and her and the children live there? Possibly. But the Tolbert gentleman, Patrick Tolbert, and the mugshots are in the video I'm going to show you guys. I can't do it right now because my power box died, of course, and I'm getting ready to go and purchase the burger so I can charge up everything. And, you know, they allow you to use their stuff. I don't ever use their Wi-Fi. It just is hinky to me. But, like, you know, they have special seats with USB plugs and regular plugs. It's their cyber area. Your time is limited, but I am always well under the time. I clean up behind myself, and I hope and pray. I had an interview today. I hope and pray it works. Let me see if I can find my glasses so I can read what you're typing. I'm so sorry. YouTuber 11, I just said that. I just explained I didn't have the camera on. If you want to see me getting dressed to go to McDonald's, I mean, I was trying to spare people's stomachs. Being honest. So, also, and I'm trying to get them uploaded into a video if anybody wants to see them. The search warrants revealed what the perpetrators had told. There was gang activity. I've heard two. The police are not referencing which gangs it was. But my sources are giving me two names, GD and VL, because of colors, tattoos, and certain things like that. Also, in that video, I released something that nobody else has been able to put out there And yes, I did turn it into the authorities. I held it actually for 72 hours before I uploaded the video. And then for the first 12 hours, the video was members only, just to make sure it was cleared and that I wouldn't be in any trouble. The flyer tells what I've been saying since the beginning, that it was a topless pool party. I'm sure the flyer, and it was circulated, everybody keeps saying through social media, it was through Snapchat. A lot of people thought that, I guess, Snapchat disappears, so that it would disappear. And I just want my mods in the chat to know um, I expect to see some people, or how do I say this? I expect to see trolls in the chat with comments, especially from the local area, because they don't want me to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. There's an element of fear and suppression with it. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all any fibs on that. It just is what it is. Some people don't want certain aspects, I guess, out there. But the flyer shows that it was advertised as a topless pool party. The two individuals that are charged with alcohol and underage, people, were the homeowner's eldest son and another party promoter. They used their Instagram and Facebook pictures on the flyer with their Snapchat handles. So it wasn't difficult for the authorities to be able to locate those two. I mean, by the way, also, like I said, the quotes from law enforcement is that the party was centered around a pool theme. Yeah, it was a topless pool party theme. And I think that's important. I keep harping on it for a reason. The flyer also says 18 and up. Bring your own everything. Okay? So 18 is not legal drinking age. It's not legal consumption of THCA, for instance. That's what I'm pointing out, and that's why they're in trouble, because it didn't say you're going to be ID'd. And it also says if we don't F with you, you ain't coming in. Now, a lot of YouTubers, or a couple in particular, I love Stock Market Steve, Dynamic Reason channel, but he has misreported that this was because they were turned away and because they didn't want to pay. Money had absolutely nothing to do with it as far as the head count charge, whatever, to get through the door. And that has since come out. And I've been saying that since the beginning. Now that it's all out, I can fully report what I know, which is it was pre-planned. They're not telling how far ahead the plan was. But I need people to see this whole picture, even locally, because U.S. Marshals are here about it. We have U.S. Marshals, we have the FBI, we have ALE, that we have our State Bureau of Investigations in Catawba County. The difference between this and some other cases we've been covering where federal authorities came in and had to kind of leave shaking their hands with their hands tied is the Catawba County Sheriff is welcoming them, handing them, do what y'all want to do. We're working with you, not against you. If that makes sense. Because the sheriff, just like in, say, Tennessee, for instance, in the Summer Wells case, for instance, and I know it's two totally different types of incidents. Don't get it twisted. But the power and authority of the sheriff is still the same. They choose to hold on to that investigation and allow who they want. Long story short, what I'm trying to get at is You have a gang enhancement. Now, right now, they added 10 more first degree attempted murder charges, okay? And for this incident, those that are charged with the attempted unaliving have a total of 11 first degree attempted unaliving charges. I'm trying to find my glasses so I can speak. Hey, Annette, I can't see that one name. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying. Hey, was this? Thank you. Guys, as I always say, please, please, please hit that thumbs up and that subscribe. That's the most help that you can give me. That's free.com, okay? And watch videos and listen and interact, make comments, all that kind of stuff. And you don't always have to agree with me, okay? Agreeing with, and me saying that don't mean that I'm saying it's cool to be rude, disrespectful, and mean to somebody, especially when they may be telling you things that could put their well-being in jeopardy. I mean, just point blank, period. It's why I'm trying to hide my location, where I'm parked, because I do have a fear. There is a lot going on social media. I mean, the mother of one of the accused, Mr. Mack, we'll say last name, has came out and said that she's receiving threats on social media. I hate to say this, and he's one of the ones charged with the 11 counts. True or not on that, I can't say that nobody since, but she was not communicating real nicely. And I have her comments to people, and I'm not saying that people was saying the right stuff. Don't. I'm not taking a side. I'm neutral on that. I personally don't have enough information at this time to make a decision on that. What I will tell you guys is there's pre-planning. That's premeditation. First degree is in the charge, which ups the ante. Now, the original guy who told on everybody, who was arrested, the Killian boy, he has a total of 18 counts of first degree attempted unaliving. And that is from two separate incidents. One is the pool party mass pew pew incident, and the other is a similar style incident that occurred in April at Party City. And everybody keeps saying in Hickory. Can I tell y'all something that don't live around here? Hickory is in Catawba County. The way I could equate that is y'all have heard me talk about, I'm from Burke County. I call it Bloody Burke. Okay? But Morganton, downtown is the city I've been showing y'all the stuff, the courthouse and all that. Same thing for Hickory. Hickory is the largest city within Catawba County. Like if you would say, what's the capital of Catawba County? Most people would probably tell you Hickory. It's just that simple. So, my point that I'm trying to make and letting y'all know. So, we have this first guy, and in the warrants that were issued, and I can pull those up on the screen as soon as I get done walking down there. Basically, here's what I'm doing. I am letting y'all know that in about 35 minutes, I'm going to be live. I'll have the laptop up. I have the warrants that were issued to search the home in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's right. All the way going to Charlotte is now connected to the Catawba County shooting. I'm also going to tell you how they could be really seriously, and if they going to throw the book at them, which I feel like they are to make an example, I'm looking, and because they say more charges are coming, I'm looking for a gang enhancement and a possible RICO. How are they going to do RICO, Anita? How would that fall in RICO? Just because in the P. Diddy case, the RICO has to do with SMEX trafficking. It didn't in Young Thug's case. Young Thug's case was a gang case that they did a RICO, and it was a state case. Hopefully, North Carolina won't be that ignorant with it. um, let's see. I'm gonna put if I put the blind down. Okay, I'm gonna turn the camera on now. It'll have to be on me. Hello, for everybody that thinks I'm a liar or something. I'm in the camper. I got the windows down, and I can do it this way because nobody can see where I'm at. If I could pull the laptop up, I'd be able to show you, but let me show you my laptop. It's dead.com. And as soon as I get to McDonald's, I'll be able to charge my devices. Here we go. Let's see. There you go. See? This, I'm going to show you what it does to me. I was going to try to see the battery. I'm terrible at the camera work. I was going to try and walk y'all with me down the hill. I don't know if you would prefer. If y'all want to let me know in the chat, do you want me to stop and restart? Because I also we're going to look at some video. Some things allegedly came out in Summer's case today and the Jack and Lily case in Nova Scotia. We're going to talk about the LA riots. And I want to know what y'all think about this whole Trump and Musk. Are they really beefing? Or is it a premeditated situation with something else behind it? And what about Kash Patel and Dan Bongino? The way it looks right now, I would have to say they're probably two of the biggest sellouts, honestly. And if I catch backlash for it, I'll take it. Look at that interview on Joe Rogan when Elon Musk tweets about Epstein and Trump came out. He basically took the fifth. Look at what he said. And I'm going to show y'all video clips of what he said 6 months before he took office about Epstein and what he's saying now about Epstein. And I really want to know. I don't understand fully exactly what's going on in California. And I think a lot of it is that we haven't been told and able to understand. And I also personally believe hate's a really strong emotion, y'all. I don't care what color you are, nationality, what language you speak. I don't care how you color your hair, how you walk, who you share your home with. I don't care none of that. I don't. But people seem to forget something. They say, well, we should only pick up the illegals that are criminals. Okay. Let me ask y'all something. Have y'all ever had a speeding ticket? Or, not having proper insurance? Anybody ever heard of those? Ticket for improper registration and insurance on your car? You can get arrested for that. You do have to go to court for that. You do pay a lot of money for that. That is a criminal act. It is not a civil act. Some places it's designated traffic citations. In my state, it's a criminal act. And I say that because what makes me mad is you cannot say, we'll only get the illegals that committed a criminal act. If you came to this country illegally, that was a criminal act. I mean, and then here's my thing that bothers me about watching the protest. If you love this country and you want to be here so much, why are you burning our flag and waving yours? And it's not just one flag. I've seen multiple different nations' flags. And furthermore, I want to show y'all some video. Because a lot of the people that are, in my opinion, that I'm watching, that are main antagonists for the violence and destruction, we're going to find out they were paid to be there. We're going to find out that they're not there for the best interest of the cause. They're there to stir and cause problems And it's really apparent in a couple of these YouTube videos. People are attacking some of the YouTubers that are out there just trying to get video and report the story. I can't see what it says. Let's see. Brandon, let's see, let's go back. And then I do think things are on purpose. Glad to see you too. I wish I was doing better. Today's a really hot, bad day. Morgan, who says they would still support Trump knowing what they know? Brandon, I don't know what... I'm an American. I don't know about a liberated American. I think... I don't... we're all supposed to be liberated Americans. Guillermo, I look like the death. Well, honey, I feel like the death. So there you go. I'm recovering from food poisoning because I was hungry and I ate an old hamburger. How about that? We know in Europe that American is currency, national fascism. I mean, you have the right to... See, that's the thing about America, Brandon. You have the right to feel that way and to think that way and to express it. And we're supposed to all be okay with that. As long as you're not saying or doing something to incite violence or to cause actual physical harm to somebody. I mean, the guy on X, the LA scanner guy that was giving out personal home addresses, as I understand, Cash Patel and his family had to be evacuated from their home yesterday sometime. That's not okay. That's not okay. And he found out it wasn't okay. You know, he released the hotel where ICE agents were staying. He gave addresses of homes of officials. That ain't okay. That's not okay. They were really, really threatening. I have video I want to show you guys that's really disturbing to me personally, where our National Guardsmen, and I'm not in California, okay, but National Guards for every state has it, and there are military personnel. And, you know, most of them only are active if something bad's going on, usually like with Hurricane Helene, you know, or God forbid something would happen with another country. And I'm addressing this because I'm sitting here watching people with cameras get in their faces. I mean, in their faces. Calling them everything but their given name. And I mean everything. It's disrespectful. One young man did ask a gentleman. He wouldn't comment. He had to say no comment. But he finally answered one of the guardsmen. And the question was, if you're given the order to shoot actual bullets, will you? And he said no. Knowing that, anyway, that these guys are threatening the dogs, these guardsmen. They're literally taking video and pictures as clear as they could get and telling the world the name of the guardsman. Just like the guy that was in the minivan last night. They found that minivan after he got arrested and it was set on fire. These are not actions of someone wanting to show and help the community. Sorry. I had a call try to come in. I hope it didn't. It probably just ended this live in a way. But anyway, Techmaster 30. This isn't made for children. All my videos are marked not for children. So I think probably you're in the wrong group. Um, we don't do things to children. Let's see. Annette, actually, where I saw was hammers were brought and like little pickaxes, and they were literally tearing up the sidewalks and concrete and throwing it on those police cars. I don't understand that either. Like, I'm watching, and the police are trying to leave. They're protesting. The police get in their cars and are going away, and they're stopping them. And in the same breath saying we don't have a problem with LAPD, it's just ICE. But you're attacking LAPD. I don't understand how you think the way you're doing this is going well. Everything I've seen, and maybe I'm watching the wrong stuff, but I have went and watched AXN News on the ground in Cali, several different YouTubers, different media agencies coverage, and the ones that the YouTubers are on the ground, in the middle. Even little Scrappy's baby mama Bambi was out there. And literally, like the police were trying to leave. Several of the same people that I'm talking about, and one YouTuber caught them, plotting together in a little group. There was about 10 of them in a circle, and they kept looking over their shoulders. When they moved from one location to another, there's a female and a male, and the male is a white man with whitish gray hair, like this stuff right here, baby, in a ponytail, with a bandana hiding his face. These two people were inciting the crowd and against the cops. Before they started, everybody was in a, sorry, I'm so sorry. I got to put my whatchamacallit on. But before they started, everybody was doing a peaceful protest. And just holding up signs, singing, chanting. That may get something done. Petition, you can get something done. Get an attorney, file some paperwork. And I know it's hard. I know. I'm dealing with something right now very personal to do with my deceased son. What your first instinct is and what your heart wants to do may be different than what you can do legally and morally. If you're saying, take these people away that are committing violence, if you're saying, save the good families that are working every day, then stop doing things that are giving a picture that everybody's a criminal to the average citizen. We're not all there, boots on the ground. We only can go by what we see. We're seeing random police officers and sheriff's deputies standing shoulder to shoulder with their hands in front of them clasped. We're seeing them trying to walk around a car out and them being grabbed and hit and spit on and rocks thrown at them. Scooters and bicycles that you rent from the park. Destruction of property. Look what our country in the area that this protest is going on looks like now. The thing you say you love and you want to be a part of, you're destroying. How does that make us want to fight for you? Tell us your story. Let us know what is going on. If you came here legally and your family came here and you did everything the right way, and this is happening to you, it's an injustice. And we should all stand up and fight for you because you're an American just like us. But if you just crossed the border willy-nilly because it wasn't being enforced, Even if you've done everything perfect since you've been here, you came in the country as a criminal. I did research on other countries, It's, even with what's going on right now, we're still more lax on our immigration policy than probably 80% of the world. Now, does that make it right? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying we kind of have to, And then Diddy. Oh, I'm going to say something about that too. Let's see. I want to read the rest of y'all's comments. We got Annette saying, yes, they are out. They put out loads of bricks ahead of time. I do. I'm not going to say Antifa. I'm so tired of hearing the word Antifa. Everything ain't Antifa. But there are groups funded by certain idealists that have certain political beliefs and money in this country that fund groups, not just here, but all over, to cause unrest and issues so that certain laws and things can happen that benefit them. Just saying. And I agree with you, Austin. Some of the videos are fake, and I'm very picky as well. There's some new software being put out to help diagnose AI fakes. And I will sit here and tell you, I have a business computer programming degree. And since the days of a Tandy TRS-80 from Radio Shack, I ain't done nothing but love a computer. So if something I put out is fake or altered, please let me know. Please let me know. I will admit it. I'll own it. I'll apologize. And I will correct it. Because I don't want to give false information to anybody that tunes into me. That's a big no-no. I am going to blow my nose because I started crying. I don't want to say the name. Kanan Yashur. Hello from Germany. Welcome. Louise, smash. Next question. What's the question? What are you saying smash to? Brandon, okay, I'm turning the camera off for a second so I can close my eyes, y'all. It's gross otherwise. Brandon, I'm broke as hell and I'm homeless. Okay? I'm homeless. I have no food. I have $2 to buy me a burger and a cup of ice today. And I'm praying that I'll be able to do that. So, I don't know what USA's debt not being bought is going to do to me. Any worse than life's already been given me. So, if you're talking about me personally, you kind of missed the mark, honey. If you're talking about us as a country, so be it. We wrote checks for many years that we couldn't cash. But there's also quite a few countries that owe us some money. So are they prepared to pay us as a country as well? Would be my question. I mean, that's what I'm trying to do right now. I got Amazon owing me money and they keep telling me I've got to update. I updated everything, waited another whole month, and it's going to be another whole month because something ain't updated right. So I got to call them again tomorrow. My Amazon influencer, whatever, check. They owe me that $20 would be lovely at the moment, period. Anyway. Let's go on to the next question. I'm trying to answer everybody. But yeah, I've never had a credit card ever in my life, Brandon. The last loan I had was a car loan. And I did pay that off early with the help of a dear friend that I think of every day and I pray for every day. And I'm so glad that she has her grandchildren back in her life. Austin, you said me too, so hopefully good deal. Kanan, I would probably love your accent as well, and thank you. I am country. Kanan, I agree. And a lot of people don't get that. I think for years, America was sold as a dream to other countries. And, people bought it. And when they get here, they find out it's not what they think it was at all. And that's like, don't get it twisted. Like Germany, where you're from, Russia, as I've gotten older, I have friends and family that have visited these countries, military personnel that I know that's been there, and it's not what we were told. We as American citizens have been lied to and manipulated for so long from our government's secret, what do you call them? I guess test or whatever they run, from I remember as a child, and it was a cartoon, but it really laid it out, and I talked about this before, like the agenda from music and entertainment alone, and the ability to control our spending habits, and not even by giving us $1, but by literally making us salivate over something we see on a television screen to the point we'll go and take a loan out to buy a $4,000 purse. Freaking ridiculous, in my opinion. And let's not, there's so much of control and manipulation that is not widely understood, I don't think, within the borders of America, much less outside of our borders. If they love Mexico that much, they should go back to it. Fernando Perez said. Fernando, my question is, it's kind of like an oxymoron, I guess is the word I'm looking for to me. If you're saying you love this country and this is your country, and like you would be ready to fight and go to war for this country and stand tall for this country, cool, I love that. I love that. Why are you burning its flag and waving yours? And then later, what was really, really, what's scary for me, guys, and should be for everyone out here, not just, Luis Guillermo, if you want to retype your comment and change F-U-C-K, just spell it a little differently in there, it won't be taken down. That's the only reason YouTube took that from us, not me. I can't control your comment, let me tell you that. What I will do is I'll read it without the curse words, if that would be okay. Luis Guillermo said, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. I don't mean to butcher it. I'm country. I've never, said a wetting, Luis. And I'm going to say, you're not entirely wrong with your comment. That's why I would like for you to rewrite it without the curse words. More than you know. I agree with you. He says, America is actually messed up, honestly. Not the rich politicians. Agreed. But the general civil public is screwed right now. We are on lists in different countries as the least humane country in the world. We're also on a lot of not fly lists and do not allow and do not travel lists, Luis, just so you know. And I'm not disparaging you for your comments. Understand that. Everybody is welcome. I wholeheartedly welcome you. I support your thoughts. If we don't talk about this, guys, we'll never solve it. Just being angry and going to violence is going to do nothing but cause a lot of heartache. We're going to Fathers are going to lose their lives one way or another. They're going to end up in jail and never coming home, or we're going to be in a bunch of mass graves. And either way is not going to help anybody. That's my thought. We need to talk. You want the, those of you that are protesting the ICE raids, we as American citizens need to know what our government's not going to tell us and not going to show us. We need trustworthy source, and that's the problem right now. Please understand that. I'm getting emotional because I'm mad about it. I'm not on either side at this point. I don't have enough information to be on a side. I don't think Gavin Newsom and Mayor Friendly are helpful right now. First of all, they need to be a united front, because when you have your governor and your mayor saying this, and your president and your officials saying that, it's total chaos. You cannot help someone, and they're elected to help their constituents. The best thing you could have done to help is help them organize peaceful protest that's not going to get them hurt or put in jail, that's not going to cost, out of your own tax dollars. You're tearing up your own shit, and we're all going to pay for it. So we do all have a right, because please don't tell me that I don't pay taxes. Every time I buy something, every time I earn $1, every time I get 5 cents off of a video, I pay taxes on it. Please understand that. I can show y'all tax returns. Jackson Hewitt ain't cheap. Anyway, and as a small business owner and not a rich politician, we end up having to pay. Like YouTubers and Door Dashers is in the self-employment 1099 category. And I am going off on a tangent, but if we want change, if you really want change, those of you that are protesting, J&Q citizen, my best advice to you is sit down, write down what's happening, what's wrong, how is it wrong, and how can we fix it. My biggest pet peeve is when somebody complains about some shit to me or talks shit to me but don't tell me how to fix it. If you're smart enough to realize that this is what's wrong and it ain't working, then help me figure out how to make it right. And that's what we need to do. Because if you could sit down and write this list and say, they're just deporting everybody who works at restaurants of non-American descent, and that looks like they didn't come from this country, or everybody that doesn't speak English, or everybody that's 5'3" to 5'5" is deported if they're in this area between 4 and 5. What is going on? Are people being beaten, or starved, unalived, or legal citizens of the United States being held in camps rather than being allowed to show their paperwork? Are people who legally came here and have their green cards and who are legally working being threatened or hurt or harmed or jailed when they shouldn't be? That's what we need to know. Because I guarantee you, if you can show documentation, you can show us a video, you can prove this, you can get this father of 5 or this mother of 3 that's husband is incarcerated and showing their paperwork and everything and talking about it. And we get 10 people like that. Not just in California, but all across the U.S. If that's what the hell is happening, if legal citizens or people who are legally going through the process to become U.S. citizens are being detained, rounded up, and deported, then we have a problem. And I guarantee you, I'll be one of the first people ready to march and hold a sign for you. Because that's a violation of U.S. citizen rights, period. Now, if you're illegally working and you illegally came here, I don't think you have a leg to stand on. Yes, you should still be treated humanely, but you, however you came across the border, whether it was with coyotes, as they call them, or whatever, if you did it illegally and it wasn't to save your life because, you're being threatened by the cartel or whatever, and you're going to be, if something like that's going on somewhere or another, you're going to have a little bit of proof. We all got to have proof. I can't right now, I was born here. I cannot right now go to the embassy or any other, official thing and say, hey, protect me, somebody's trying to kill me. It doesn't work that way. Why? My question, a lot of stuff I'm hearing asked for, and my understanding, and I want to be corrected if I'm wrong, which is why I'm saying this. My understanding is that illegal persons that are illegally in this country, or who are being, rounded up, however you want to put it, and detained in detention facilities that are not real good. And Hunty, first of all, can we go back to the Young Thug case? Can we look at that case? Can we look at the 2 escapees from Louisiana? It's another whole state. We got Georgia and Louisiana. That's 2 jails I could think of off the top of my head that had conditions that we got dog kennels out here that's better than. Keep it 100. They didn't even... In Louisiana, it's been shown that they didn't have running water and working plumbing in a lot of those areas. That's why they were bringing in food in wrappers, like from Chick-fil-A and wrappers and stuff. That all came out recently. If you missed that, I'll be glad to show you guys that if anybody's interested. My point is, and we saw that jail where it has, the Justice Department did all that. Those people, by the way, in those 2 jails are fully American citizens. They're born and raised here, and they're in those conditions. So what's going on in the detention facility that's worse than the jails that the regular, everyday, average citizen gets put in? We're not talking about where does the Roosevelts or the Trumps or, the Vanderbilts or, we're not talking about where do they go when they go to jail. We're not talking about where's P. Diddy housed. We're not talking about those conditions, because we all know that they're not going to be under the same damn conditions we are. I'm not pussyfooting around today. How about that? I'm going to keep it 100. We all know that John and Jane Doe, your average U.S. citizen, is not housed in the same caliber, type, whatever conditions facility that rich folks are and celebrities. I just want to be educated on what is it, what is the riots about? The riots that happened with Rodney King. I lived through that. We knew what that was about, though, right? It was very out in the open, the whole court case. We knew. I don't understand. And I've scoured the news, and what I'm hearing, like during the riots and the people walking around, and this is various news reporters, and I'm pretty sure that it's AXN Live, he was literally walking and everywhere, got hit by a flashbang. Understand, the authorities aren't even coming at people and lit firecrackers, lit Molotov cocktails being thrown at these police officers and National Guardsmen and sheriffs who are standing side by side, just standing there. Even when that happened, all they did was move the crowd back and then retreat to their position. That was it. What is that accomplishing? And then one of the chants is, California's our land. It's Mexico. We're taking it back. Okay, if that's the case, Texas, please look out. New Mexico, look out, because they're coming to take that back as well, I'm assuming. I don't understand why, again, you would be attacking the National Guardsmen, the LAPD, the CHP, your average citizen walking down the street that doesn't freaking agree with your opinion. I don't understand that. Because, number one, you need to go to Mexico, to those authorities that signed the treaty hundreds of years ago that, you know, made California part of the United States. None of the people that you're attacking or being violent with have anything to do with that. I'm just, again, I'm trying to understand. These are the thoughts in my head and the questions that I have. And if me asking this question gets somebody cussing me out, threatening me with violence, then apparently you either lack the intelligence to articulate your argument properly, or you really don't have one. Like a lot of people that's been interviewed. I think there is a core group of people, and I think it's very large, that are there for the right reasons, with the right intent and the right way. And that core group has drawn so much attention that people are coming out of the woodwork just because. I mean, like there was a boy between 19 to 22 that was interviewed, and they asked him, "What's this about and why are you here?" And his response was a lot of shoulder shrugs, and I'm not really sure, and I am paraphrasing. But the bottom line was, he was basically there to tear some shit up and have fun. That's what he ended up basically saying. Again, I'm paraphrasing. That shit pissed me off, you guys. It's those individuals that are infiltrating this protest that have, I believe, elevated it to where it's at. And have made it to where the problem is with what's going on and the way it's being done, you're not going to get the response you want. You're not going to get any positive response at all. It's going to hurt the cause more than help it. You are giving the bullets to the gun of the opposing team. I don't know how many times I can say that. You are literally giving them ammunition. What do you think the Trump administration is going to do, as they should? I'm sorry, I'm not a Trumpy, but any administration, any district attorney, anybody in law enforcement, what are they going to do with the people and the actions that are being taken? Okay, guys, I want to read y'all's comments. Let me know yes or no in the chat right now. Do y'all want me to continue the live as I walk to McDonald's, or do y'all want me to end it here in just a moment, walk to McDonald's, get everything set up, and show y'all videos of everything? What I want to continue talking about this topic. I think it's important. I think it's something that we as a country and a community are going to have to answer and face, period. That's number one. Number two, I think we all know someone that is affected and could be affected, has been or could be, will be. We'll put it that way. I personally believe that we all do. And I just think it's one of these situations, before it changes or gets any better, we all are going to have to come to an understanding. And a lot of us in America have been desensitized to the point of being slightly apathetic when it comes to certain causes. And I think we have to own that. But I also believe if 9 out of 10 American citizens can be shown that other Americans are being denied rights that we as Americans are all supposed to have equally, that you could see a large segment of the country stand up to support you. You just got to give us a chance. We are not all the same. Just like you are not all the same. I mean, If somebody unalive somebody, if somebody raped someone, I've heard everybody say on both sides, oh, they should be gone, they should get deported. Okay, we all agree. See, that's the thing. In sitting down and talking and coming together, let's find our common ground. Let's find what we agree upon. And I know people don't, oh, we don't want to compromise. We don't want to, we're going to have to. Everybody, every situation like this calls for compromise on both sides. On both sides. If you're doing a negotiation and every party involved in that negotiation feels like they gave up something and they're not happy, you did a good job. If they walk out and everybody's happy or one person's happy and one person's not, generally you didn't do a good job. Everybody's going to have to not be happy. It just is what it is. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say this too, and then I'm going to go back and read the rest of y'all comments real quick. But food for thought. Most of the people, or let's say, the people that came here in illegal fashion, illegal migrants, illegal immigrants, however you want to state it, the people that arrived in this country that way didn't just fall down and wake up in America. Okay, guys? This is where I'm coming from with my opinion. I want to just get this out here kindly as I can. Every way that I've tried to picture it and to think of it and to figure it out, this is the thing I keep coming back to. It's not easy to cross the border and get here illegally, especially recently. Now, I've been told for 4 years while Biden was in office, it was cakewalk. I don't know. I never tried. I've never done it. I'm not saying that I have. What I'm saying to you is there wouldn't be these people, they call them coyotes or whatever. There wouldn't be a job for them to where they get paid a large amount of money to get you across that border. We wouldn't be finding boats and 18-wheelers packed like sardines with bodies, people alive and dead together, trying to smuggle themselves into this country if it wasn't an illegal act. Stay with me. Every single person that is an adult, let me make sure I put that stamped, is an adult that comes across that border illegally, knows before they ever tried to start that they were committing a crime. They committed a premeditated crime. Okay? Now, whatever the reason was for it, that can't come into play right now. And this is the part. We have to keep emotion out. We have to speak on both sides, all sides. Need to keep the emotion element out. And I am one to, hunty, y'all know, I have a terrible time with that. I have a terrible time. My emotions get in there for me. That being said, we have to look at factual. And, if I'm being honest with myself and others, the first thing I'm going to have to state is I've had somebody say to me, well, they don't live here. They don't know what the laws are. If they didn't think that it was illegal to come here, then wouldn't they just walk right up to the gate, the fence, and knock on the door and walk right in? I mean, I know I'm being a little facetious, but I'm just saying, you know that it's not legal. That's why you have to pay somebody to get you in a way you're not supposed to. You're coming in on a boat through the woods or underwater or on a donkey cart or whatever. I've heard of people being smuggled in coolers pulled by bicycles. There was a guy that was doing that got caught. I believe that was in Texas. But still, my point is, it's you. Hold on, I think somebody's outside. Oh, it just drove up. Okay. Sorry, I thought somebody was up here. Anyway, um, it's like if I go into Walmart with no money, and I've got a ringleader that took me and drove me there, and it tells me you need to bring this, and this out to pay for your ride and your food and whatever. And I go do that, and then I get caught, and I'm like, well, I was already in here, and I had this, and I paid for this, but I didn't think it would be a problem, even though it's a crime. It's just a little crime. It's a crime still. That's my point. You knew it was illegal before you crossed the border. So you knew you were taking a chance to get here. Then when you got here, you knew what you were doing was illegal. How can I ask this too? For everybody that's saying how the illegal migrants are working the jobs that we as Americans don't want and won't work. I'll take one of them. I need a job. I'm an American begging for a job. I've got 2 more interviews this week lined up. So, and I'm praying that today was good. This hot weather and me looking like shit because I don't have any AC and I'm sweating to death and we have high humidity and in the top and not eat well and then got sick because I ate old hamburger meat. It was 3 days old and I should have known better. Not boding well. But my point is, I digress and I apologize. What I was saying and getting at is, you came across this border illegally, right? So you're not a legal citizen. You're not even someone that's, properly going through to get their citizenship and has their green card. How are you working? What jobs are you working? Because you shouldn't have a driver's license. You don't have an American driver's license. You shouldn't have a green card to use. You don't have a social security card, work permit. What are you using to get employment? Because, around here, I literally had to spend my last dollars previously to be able to get a job. I have, my social security card was taken by my ex. Lord, that's a whole nother story. But it was taken by my ex during my DV situation that I lived through. Thank you, Jesus. And I'd go to the courthouse and get one. And I'm saying that is because every job I've ever been to, there's a thing called an I-9, where you have to have 2 forms of ID. It can be a passport, it can be a birth certificate, it can be a driver's license, it can be an ID card, etc. Where are you getting that? If you're not legal, how are you working and helping our community? How are you not a drain on the community? And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anyone, and I don't want to take it that way. If we're not brave enough to ask the hard questions, then nobody will ever get answers. There's still going to be that animosity and that thing when everybody looks at everybody. There's going to be not taken seriously. Because you can't sit here and tell me, we're helping you. We're working all these jobs that keeps this country going. And then in the next sentence, tell me you're not legal. You have no paperwork. How are you working? So you at the very minimal, your job, every time that you go to work, it's another crime. Because you're either using someone else's identity, and I'm a victim of identity theft. It happens. It happens. It's been one of the biggest downfalls of my life. I've had to live not beyond my means. I can't get credit because at the age of 40, I had to freeze my credit for 5 years. So at the age of 45, almost 46, when the freeze came off, I was operating like a newborn baby. Do you know no credit is worse than bad credit? If you don't know, welcome. Check it out. You'll see. My point is, how are you helping me? How are you helping our country? If you're not legally here, understand, I am not talking to my ex-neighbor and his family. That man went 26 years without being able to see his mother or his sister because he was doing everything the right way to get his citizenship. And he's not protesting. He says they're ignorant. Do what he did.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when.
That's what most, honestly, citizens that I've spoken to that got their citizenship legally. And yes, he's from Mexico. Him and his family are from Mexico. And they came here legally. And it wasn't, from what he's told me, speaking to him and his brother and his sister and his mom, to be real with you guys, he said that doing it the way him and his brother came first. And they've worked, and now it's took 26 years. That man stood there and cried to me when he introduced his mama to me and told me that. She was bawling. But they are trying everything legally now to get their sister and their mother here. They went through. They had a 4th of July type theme party when he got his citizenship. I'll never forget. Everybody was invited. And let me tell you something. Him and his brother, they were the best neighbors in 31 and a half years. They were the best neighbors ever. My mom said it. I felt it. My daughter felt it. Little man loved them. They have dog. They don't bother nobody. They're helpful. When Helena hit, they brought me a cord for the generator to charge my phone. I helped cook their food on my grill. I didn't tell everybody they had a generator because they didn't want to be bothered by certain people that wouldn't have left them alone and already bothered them. I mean, it was a lot. They're good people. And to me, that's the hard part because everybody's people and everybody's probably good people at heart. And why can't we just welcome them all in? The answer is because there's laws. And whether anybody wants to admit it or not, the moment that you began the act to come to this country illegally, you became a criminal. Then when you got here, you can't be being honest. Every time that you lie on a paper or a document or you steal a loaf of bread, I don't know the answer. Please believe me. That's why I'm asking the questions. It seems to me though, every time that you do that, you're committing another illegal act. And that's not benefiting us as citizens. So there's got to be a better answer. And I know what sucks because our previous administration was like, here's the doors open, come on in, y'all are welcome. And now, just because of a vote that happened, it's the other way around. It's, jerking you up and taking you away. I get it. It sucks. I've been in similar type situations, literally handcuffed. Because they were arresting me for the person that stole my identity, basically. But anyway, my point is, it sucks. But I've heard the word accountability so much from everybody. And at what point is there accountability? So the defense to coming across the border illegally is we used to own California, so it's now ours. God forbid that we go back to that, because what countries owned what in the first recorded maps? We got to go back to the Norseman days, because we all standing on stolen lands. It might have been part of Mexico, but aren't the indigenous peoples of that area not Hispanic in in ancestry and everything? I'm just asking. Maybe I'm asking the questions that nobody wants to say. And I'm not doing it from a biased, racist standpoint. I'm doing it from, I want to know. I want to be educated. I can't make a good decision. I can't make the right choice if I'm not educated. That's why I've not talked about the conflict with Palestine and Israel, except to say that I deplore all genocide. I don't support anybody that does, period. And I really don't think I should have to say nothing else, because that's pretty much the beginning, middle, and end. And that goes for this too. I don't support violence. Violence begets more violence. It is not going to solve the problem. What's going to end up happening is a lot of innocent people are going to end up getting hurt that have nothing to do with the situation and don't even know. You want a million man march type situation? You want 500,000 people marching on the square to support your cause? Then sit down and explain it to us so we can join hands with you and help you get there. Because if the cause is that American citizens, whether born and bred here or properly accredited that came from somewhere else, are being hurt, arrested, detained, whatever, then we got a problem that we all need to stand up and address. If it's about American citizens being treated badly, we should all be there. Give us that chance. Because if that's what it is, I don't understand why we're not welcome. And that's the sentiment that I'm getting. We're not welcome to help with that celebration. We're not welcome. And I don't see how that's helpful to anyone. Okay, guys, I'm going to read the rest of these comments. And while I'm reading, it's tell me, yes, keep the live going until you get there and charge everything up. And do it, don't stop, just keep it all going. Or that you want me to stop the live for now and get to McDonald's, order my burger, because I'm going to have to use the app to order it, and it may disconnect the live stream while I'm doing that as well. Just ahead of time telling you, so nobody don't think that I'm doing something nefarious. Which they will anyway, I'm sure. But anyway, that's pretty much, that's pretty much the two options I'm asking what y'all want me to do right now. Also, if anybody's interested, please reach out and contact me. I have everything I need to make, like the rings, the beaded ring jewelry, wire wrap ones. Currently, I'm making the I have copper, stainless steel, and silver wire for these because the wire itself doesn't show. It's the seed beads. I pretty much all colors of the rainbow. I can do pattern or solid. Each ring, if it's just one of those, is $2. If you buy 3 instead of 6, it's 5. I do have deals on that. I have necklaces and bracelets and crystals and other stones for sale. If you're interested, please reach out to me. The best way is through my email. I've got pictures. If you have specific layout and stuff you want constructed, that's fine too. It's the shipping and handling be added to the prices. Bracelets are $5 a piece. The rings are $2. Necklaces, it just honestly depends on the amount of stones and the size that you're wanting. If you want, I have some platinum charms, I have some that are stainless steel, I have some that are sterling silver. I have very few in the gold genre of anything, yellow gold that is, and they are stamped. They do come with the original packaging and everything for that. If your beads or charms or anything come, and it's not Temu. I didn't get them from there. These actually came from a jewelry store. Most of, like the platinum charms, I still have those in the original packaging. Necklaces are around $10 to $15, just depending on the stone and the size of it. Kind of common sense wise, if it's a necklace with a 2.5-inch long smoky gray quartz, that's going to be more expensive than one that's a 1/2 inch long in the smoky gray quartz as far as the size of stone. But I have pictures. What I'm asking is half when you place the order, half then and half on delivery. Um, and depending on how you want it shipped is how it'll be shipped. If anybody knows Miss Brenda, the Pew Pew Brenda, and Miss Kay, if you could have them reach out to me as well. I have Miss Kay's Concrete Angels from Summers Candlelight Vigil. Sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional because there's some things in that I want to talk about, and I could do that as we walk down the road if that's what y'all want me to do. I don't know if anybody saw the Bullhorn Betty video. That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, I have Miss K's Concrete Angel, and I do have another one if anybody's interested. The shipping on those are expensive. If someone is in the area and would rather meet and pick that up, I have them. I have them in the original box. I have one left of Chase on the Case, the stuffed animal with the tags from that. If anybody's interested, that'd be really cheap to send to you. On those things, I'm not selling them. Let me make that clear. Those are not for sale. Those are gift. I'm just asking the person that wants them to pay shipping and handling. That's it. So those are freebies. Please, I don't want anybody to think I'm selling anything that came from Summer's thing, because that's not. I just can't afford to pay the shipping and handling. So just reach out to me through my email. It's the neatasworld99@gmail.com. It's in the description of every live stream and video and everything. Thank you, Miss Tammy. I just got this. Not gonna go through any other name but thank you for. She sent money for food. Thank you so much. I won't have to worry about them running us out while I'm in there, and I still have the app. I've been able to eat real reasonably, and with what you sent, that'll even. I won't have to tell Jeremiah no. Thank you. It's a $15 cash app, but I can make that enough to feed me today and tomorrow, and to have little man. He wanted to spend the night tomorrow, and I've had to tell him no because I don't have food. But let's see. Any of the items that I still have from Summer's Vigil. Sorry, you guys, that's the helicopter. I think. No, that's a motorcycle. Sorry. I told a fib, and I apologize. I didn't mean to. Anyway. Any of the things that I have from her vigil, I would only, if someone's nearby to meet me, there is no shipping and handling. They can just meet me and pick it up. It's just heavy, the Concrete Angel is, and even with me doing yard sale stuff and trying, I'm not going to do that. Anybody that's nearby, there's a lot of items that I do have that I can meet you or whatever that I'm selling as well, personal type. Like I have a large, they call them dog crates, the metal cage and stuff. Anyway, just reach out. I got pictures, video, whatever you need. We can live, do a call, and you can look at jewelry and the items in person. No issue with that. Let me read these comments and get decided if we're going to continue the live or stop and restart. I may stop and restart for logistical purposes. Okay. Just so you know, Louise, your message was held, and I can get it. Maybe I'm trying to do a screenshot if it'll do it. YouTube has told me on my screen just now that because of the language that they held and deleted your message. It will be actually deleted within 24 hours is what it says. It's just because you spelled out F-U-C-K twice. That's what I had wondered. Annette says that it's cartel members disguised as Hispanics in LA that's starting the violence. Venezuela cartels in New York. Okay. And that makes sense with what I'm seeing on some of the live streams. That really makes a lot more sense than the story that's trying to be perpetuated. Because like I said, in each area that the protest is going on, it's almost like a cheerleader, with the bullhorn. And I really want to show you guys what I'm talking about because it does bring in questions. Are these people from outside of the area that have been brought in by interested parties to get the outcome they want? Not because they care about these people. And that's the biggest part that kind of pees me off. Brandon says, USA citizens should have held the irresponsible politicians accountable at 2008. Okay. Because they didn't, the debt has tripled to an unpayable amount. Agreed. I fully agree with you, Brandon. So the world will not buy bonds. Interest 25%, game over, USA. Brandon, honey, I'm not disagreeing with you on what you're saying. I think we have dirty politicians on both sides. That's why I've never been anything other than an independent. I've never voted a straight ticket in my life, and those people that watch this show know that. And real talk, I don't think you're wrong at all. That's why I think that representatives on both sides need to sit down and meet. And I think U.S. citizen, and I mean everyday John Q. citizen. I'm not talking about even our mayor in local town representing us. I'm talking about somebody that really truly represents what we as citizens think. And that's really going to be hard to find on an elected official. I don't care what branch they come from. And that's my personal opinion. I really think that if we could really sit down and calmly talk, I think something would be worked out to benefit everybody. Or I think that all of us citizens, no matter our original nationality or whatever, would come together. I'm just asking, why are we flying other flags during the protest? Why are we burning the flag of the country that we say we love and want to live in? And I think that's a question that a lot of citizens have. And I think that those actions are going to be the downfall when it comes to the average citizen. They're not going to understand it. And if you don't explain it, they're going to turn against you. That's my thoughts. That's why I'm calling for a conversation. It's necessary. It is necessary. Luis, okay. Compare your living condition to those of the upper middle class, and we're just supposed to be liberal and American with limitations on our medical and financial needs. Brandon, darling, Luis, honey, it took me 7 years to be able to even get Medicaid. I have been waiting for over 14 months to get into the doctor that I have to see to be able to even get the treatment that I need. And I have a hereditary blood disorder that in the next 5 to 7 years, I'm looking at 1 to 2 transfusions weekly. That being said, compare my living conditions to those of the upper middle class. You want to know the truth? I don't even got to go to upper middle class. Let's just go to our average middle class. Somebody that works a 9-to-5 job in my living conditions right now. I am 1 step away from living in a tent in the woods. And that's the truth. All I have is in this motorhome. I lost everything that was in the storage unit that I was able to save. I lost 90% of my personal belongings when I sold Mom's house because I had nowhere to put anything until I got the camper, and I had to wait until after the sale of the house was finalized to have the money to do that. Buy the camper, to have the money to pay for a storage unit or a U-Haul. It wasn't easy. Day to day, I wonder if I'm going to be able to eat. So, and your average American, even lower middle class that's working family right now um, goes to the grocery store and has a heart attack. Uh, I don't know what anybody else. We don't have dollar menus at restaurants anymore. We don't even have $2 menus. The the smallest burger without using the app or something at McDonald's is $2.32 with tax. Smallest drink is $2.86 with tax. Um, Now I'll use the app and tell you the truth. I'm gonna use the app and go down here and be able, with what Miss Tammy sent me, I can get a burger. I can get 2 double cheeseburgers for like $3.23, because if I buy one, I get a second one for 29 cents. Then I can place a second order and get a 99-cent drink. So for under $5, that'll be my meal for the day. That's all I'm gonna eat all day. Not greedy. Um, and then I'll earn points by doing that, which hopefully tomorrow will give me enough to get a free either cheeseburger or McChicken, and I can eat that and buy Little Man a
Tell me
combo.
when to go.
Is the
Tell
go.
me when to go.
But you're asking me to compare. I'm not just sitting here for craps and giggles, telling y'all my money situation. I'm reading and responding. I'm not exactly. Uh, so basically, from Luis's comment saying compare your living condition to those of the upper middle class, and we're just supposed to be liberal and American with limitations on our medical and financial needs. So I'm not exactly understanding his question, but what I am telling you is when I did my recertification for food stamps last week, um, I had to put my residence as homeless. So our government classifies me as homeless. Um, I don't know any other comparison. I'm not trying to give out my location where I'm parked at right now, because um, until I'm able to sell some of my jewelry and stuff and artwork, I do have sketches and paintings and stuff that I'm doing as well. Till I'm able to do that, I don't have the gas in here to go anywhere. So I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if someone should figure out where I'm parked and try to come and bother or harass me, I can't leave. So that's why I'm protecting where I'm at. Louise, I hope I answered your question, honey. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm trying to be fully honest. Let's see. Annette said, it is an invasion and war. You know, it really is scary to watch and look at, but it's necessary that we do know and keep up with those current events. And don't forget, like Little Man and them, I have to wait till after he's asleep or not around. I just think we all are going to have a conversation with our children. It sucks. Let's see. Louise says, not to mention, there are aid services willing to pay for U.S. citizens to migrate, and they will provide upper middle class housing, full education, and free health care. America will never be what it used to be. Luis, can you tell me where they're paying for that to happen? Because I'm ready to get in line right now and go. Because I can't get that here. And I'm sorry that illegal persons that were in our country illegally, and where they came, it don't matter. Whether they came from Sweden, Europe, Germany, Russia, Australia, Mexico, the Caribbean, wherever. It should all be the same, no matter where you came from. If you came here illegally, to me, I don't care what color your skin is. I don't care where you came from. It should be the same repercussions for everyone, if that makes any sense. And I do know personally that during this last presidency, motel rooms are being paid for up to at least $900 a month for a family of 3 in food stamps. Medicaid was given. And you can't, I know, even when I was working at Walmart, and I have spoken to several non-citizens that are living here, and my question is, how are they getting the benefits? To get benefits at DSS, to get food stamps, I have to show my driver's license and my birth certificate. I have to identify myself that way, or social security card or whatever. How are they doing that for the illegal immigrants? See, this is questions that citizens have that we want to. What I think a lot of people have missed, and what's got a lot of the average citizen upset, is them and their families are going hungry. They lost their job for whatever reason, especially after the whole, Fauci fungitis debacle. And they've lost their jobs, their family's hungry, they've lost their car, their house, because they couldn't pay for it, because they couldn't work. And they still make too much to get Medicaid or food stamps or any, energy assistance or whatever. And they see people and talk to them and hear their story and know that they're not a citizen. They came here illegally. Their mom had them 3 weeks after she got here, whatever. But they're getting $900 a month in food stamps, and in my state, $125 on the cash card part of it to pay for school supplies per child. Each child had their own. It's a white card. It said SNAP in black writing. Those cards had cash available. And you can't tell me I'm wrong, because I swiped them and wrung people out at Walmart on a consistent basis when I was working there. So y'all can miss me with that. That's a problem. Understand that. Because you've got 2 people standing here, and the government is pitting them against each other. And I think that's a play that people are missing. We have been purposely pitted against one another. Do y'all not honestly think that our government didn't have a clue that when it got out that non-citizens were receiving this, and this, but actual citizens wasn't receiving nothing and getting turned down? Did y'all really think that was not going to be a problem? And I don't mean you average citizen. I mean our officials that we elected. That's a play. That's a trap. It's a trap for everybody involved. It causes animosity and harsh feelings, so that when something like what's going on in LA erupts, everybody's like, oh, that don't involve me. Oh, well, they took all that money and all those jobs that me and my family couldn't have, and they go on to the next channel and the next article. And I think, that was a play that was set up by those in power at the time.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to.
Oh, stupid. Sorry, I still keep getting game notifications. Hi, Joseph, that said hi. Louise said, if American politicians genuinely cared about anything besides the highest number, I wouldn't be working 60 plus hours a week, and you wouldn't be in an RV right now. Amen to that, Louise. I agree with you. See, this is what a lot of people are assuming, because I'm an American or whatever, that I'm going to have this type of view or that type of view. And I'm not a closed-minded individual, and I never have been. My views are based on personal conversations, what I'm able to obtain through reliable news sources, and my personal living experiences in life. And if I don't know for certain, I tell you guys, hey, I don't know. This has not been proven. Nobody knows it for sure. That kind of thing. tell everyone straight up front and honestly. I either know or don't know, and I let it be known that. And that's what you want. Do I think I think our politicians are full of shit now for themselves. I think they say to us what we need to hear, what they think we want to hear. Just every election year is the only time they think, look, whew, I'm so mad. Look at Cash Patel. That is the biggest disappointment in life to me from this. He is the biggest disappointment to me from this election. I really, really hoped that him and Dan Bongino would be different. And they would have got me. If it would have been a vote, I'd have voted for him. I really would have. And let me say this. For everybody that says Trump's an actor, he's not a politician, blah, blah, blah. Well, we've had several of them. Why should he be different? Ronald Reagan was an actor. He wasn't a politician. You know, I mean, he's not the only one. Please, let's not talk about Clinton. Because during the Clinton era, everybody was so happy and so many good things happened. But NAFTA happened as well. And in my personal opinion, NAFTA was the biggest mistake and one of the greatest downfalls ever for our economy. Long term. Short term, it was great. But look at the communities and the counties and the states, especially in the Bible Belt area where I'm from, that pretty much died because of NAFTA. And everybody's about Mexico. Well, I got news. A lot of the jobs didn't go to Mexico with the NAFTA situation. Even though people want to say that. Nope, sure didn't. They went to other countries, absolutely, but it wasn't Mexico that was the prevailing country. Okay, I've got to get myself together. So let me read y'all's comments real quick. What'd I just do? Sorry. I done hit something. Let's see. Baba Roga said, Valis. Ooh, I don't know what that means, but hey, Baba. Louise says they 1,000% treat you as an immigrant, regardless of citizenship or not. Okay. Us legal immigrants are what? Let me read this again, Louise, because I want to make sure that everybody hears this, because this is what I want to know about. This is what I'm ready to get out and stand beside you, arm in arm, hand in hand, and protest it. Period. On this part. He says they 1,000% treat you as an immigrant, regardless of your citizenship. Legal immigrants are shot on the daily and threatened more than often. America sucks bad right now. Well, Louise, if that's happening and you are, let me say this. If you're a legal citizen, it doesn't matter where you came from. It shouldn't. That has, thank God. I don't know where that vehicle went. Y'all bear with me a second. I swear there's a car, like, up on me. Oh, don't let me fall and break my neck. Ow. Oh, right, that car wasn't what's making that. They need to get that sucker checked. If it is, that's terrible. A little Toyota Camry shouldn't have been making all that racket. Oh, my Lord. I'm about to fall. Sorry, y'all. Bear with me. Oh, okay. All right. Woo. Okay. Sorry, I apologize. Thank God I didn't have the camera on, because y'all would have seen all up in my arse. Okay, this is weird. It's like a ghost car. I swear. I don't know if y'all can hear that motor, but there's not a vehicle anywhere that's coming from. I'm flipping out. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so I do have to hurry. Let me finish reading y'all's comments. Okay. Baba Roga, I don't know what you're saying. Annette, no, the streets have not been quiet about P. Diddy, baby girl. Today, hit the fan. I'm going to show y'all the testimony. That's why I'm going to finish reading these comments. I'm going to end this live stream. And as soon as I get set up and the laptop powered up, I'm going to go live. I'm going to show y'all. I'm not going to tell you. I want to be able to show what I'm saying is true. Got some interesting info on P. Diddy. The testimony today from victim 3. And nope, I'm not going to tell y'all who I think it is, because I'm not going to be in the bandwagon. And they get in a paddy wagon together for people. You cannot, even if it's explicitly been out there and commented on by other people, other YouTubers, I don't care. If the president himself got up and told who the Jane Doe was in court, don't follow suit. Please don't. Please, if you don't hear nothing else today, I say, please listen to that. I don't want to see more people go to jail. And I am going to show y'all the party flyer from the Catawba County mass shooting, and the warrants and everything else. So let me read these, and so I can get down there, because it'll be at least a 15-minute walk, and that's walking fast. And I'm going to have to beat the rain, hopefully. I'm going to have to take a hoodie as hot as it is, because I don't have an umbrella or nothing. Damn it. Let's see. And then it says, streets have been quiet on P. Okay, the next one is, I'm not sure how to say it, so I'm going to spell it. PWNPIE. I'm not sure what that is. But 31337. Okay. They say you can't blame the police for that. Illegals are disrespecting the country and its laws during entering the country. Soros smell all over these riots. I agree with that one. I don't know who you are, but I actually agree with that. Why do they keep cranking it up and letting it run and turning it off? Anyway, sorry. It's driving me crazy. But I agree with that wholeheartedly. Next is, again, Baba Rouge, please translate to English. I don't speak another language. That's what I was trying to see. Alex, for the message that got deleted, it tastes like sweaty poo. I'll let you have some if you want it. Paul 3008, YouTube deleted your comment. You can't, when you put the SEX and the word offender together, they're going to flag you. So I don't know what you said. I can just tell you that part is what it's telling me. It's actually telling me that you used verbiage that's against YouTube's community guidelines. Best way I know to tell you what it said. I apologize, but we have no control. Baba Rouge, if you can just tell us something where we can understand, or if somebody else knows how to translate, please let me know. Victor, all right, glory to the Ukraine. I guess I'm not knowledgeable enough on that to have too much of an opinion. I'm still doing some research on who the land actually belongs to. It's amazing how it's not been settled for many years. Let's see. Annette said, yes, they have posted pics of cars burning from... That's what I was going to say. I've seen a lot of stuff that's posted from too long ago. Well, Deep Armando, or Diego thinks that I am a dumb hick inbred. Okay. AWTYSM. Oh, autism. Okay. Well, I like your name. And they said that they farted in their hand and smelled it. What do I think? I think you might be very lonely and need to find a friend. Mods, you don't got to delete them. If they're not violating community standards, don't even bother with using your hand, honey. They ain't gonna hurt my feelings. Let's see. He said, I'm glad. Then Diego said, cry me a river, you inbred hick. Okay. Well, Diego, so I'm an American citizen, and I'm assuming that you're involved in the riots or have family that are. And you're wanting us to stand up and fight for you, but you're straight up disrespecting me. How is that supposed to make me want to fight for you and your people? Because I said what I said, and I meant it. If you came here illegally, you committed a crime, and it was a premeditated crime. Sorry, not sorry. That's a fact. Why? And also, why do you feel that you or whoever that's an illegal person, illegally in the country, illegally got here, illegally staying here, deserves equal to or better treatment than a citizen of the country? Please explain that to me. If you came here illegally, you entered this country suspect as a criminal. I'm sorry, not sorry. That's a fact. It is a fact. You had to know that you wasn't just going to walk across and be welcomed with open arms, or you wouldn't go into the trouble getting smuggled in a cart, or in a cooler, or on a boat, or coming through the woods. You just walk through the door. Put it in this perspective. If you come across illegally, if America was a Walmart, you would be guilty of breaking and entering. So how does, that's the only problem I have. I don't care who they are. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. As long as you do it legally and the right way, then nobody should be bothering you, in my opinion. And we all should be fighting for you. Okay, let's see. Next deleted message. You want to see my boogers or my boobies? Well, autism. I'm going to pretend that you're autistic. And I want to see them books and that educational background. That's what I want to see. Next. Diego called me a hick. I'm so hurt. The term would actually be, what would be better? I'm a country hick. I'm not inbred. Our family don't like each other enough to create inbred folks. Sorry, not sorry. But maybe you should get off YouTube and get an education. Just saying. And hillbilly would be a better appropriate term. Oh, and hick and inbred hicks, all he can say. Again, hillbilly. Diego, hillbilly. Huh? Okay, and Diego wants to know if I'm done having relations with my brother, hick. Well, Diego, I'm an only child, so I was done before I ever started. And it's raining now. Of course, thank you, Jesus. The rain at least will cool it off. I just don't want to get soaking wet on top of everything. Damn it. Anyway, let's read the next one. Okay. Hope I didn't unblock those. Let's see. Okay. Got you. And by the way, shout out to my mods. being quite discreet, but holding it down. Thank you very much. You are greatly appreciated. Okay, back from being a dumb inbred hick. King Prawn, what is wrong with the government? Whew. King, that's a lot. I think the better question would be what's not wrong. I don't have 9 hours or better, you know. Louise, you're fine, honey. I just wanted, you had some very interesting and articulate points that were very valid. And I understand the cussing, honey. I cuss like a sailor on leave after 6 months at sea. I'm not judging on that. And your comments are very welcome. And your opinion is respected. You didn't come out calling people names and being disrespectful. That's what I'm talking about. It ain't got to be proper English and wrote out, you know, on a chalkboard with approved by 3.5 people. We just need to stop the violence and the hate and communicate. And not listen to all these people on Capitol Hill that are being paid not only by us, but a lot of them are the lobbyists and the PACs up there are controlling what bills get passed and what don't. And the people, honestly, Louise, that are making the decisions on whether you or your family or friends or, you know, my family or friends can come here illegally or come here and stay, and whether it's illegal or not and they get deported. The people that's really making the choices are the people that's got them deep pockets and can send that money up when they are in Congress. And those lobbyists pay. Please believe that. The pharmaceutical companies is the biggest pack and biggest lobbying pack out there. And they do it in a way to bypass the laws that are made to prevent basically a candidate being bought by one of these lobbying groups. And that's what's really happening. I mean, a lot of us are just, I guess, afraid to say it or something. I don't know. Annette, you're not seeing them because my mods are on point and they're handling it. As they should, and I can't thank them enough. Let's see. Thank you, Louise. And I am going to keep it real. I think a lot of us trying to find the proper terminology and trying to, what is the word I can't think of right now, not get canceled, you know, for saying something the wrong way or wrong thing. Maybe if we're saying it because we genuinely want to know and understand, and we're asking that question from that place, I don't think we're going to make someone mad or be offensive, because we are really asking for true, authentic knowledge. And if you're somebody out there in California, you got a video, you want it to show when I do this live stream, please send it to me. I will show your video. If I can find a way to pull you up on the stream, I crackies will and let you narrate it. But it's got to be real. I don't want some AI crap. I don't want some bull crap. And we're not going after any type of angle. I'm not looking to be mad at the police or the officials or the people protesting. I just really want to know, what are you asking for? What can we do? Because to just say for ICE to go away and disappear and not do their job, that's a dumb ask. It's not going to happen. There's no way. I mean, they were there way before Trump, and they're going to be there when Trump's gone. I mean, that's just the facts of it. So we need to really, I think we as citizens need to somehow have a town hall meeting and all get together, and we need to come up with a list. What's wrong, and here's what can fix it. And I didn't believe that could happen, but I saw it happen just with the mass shooting in Catawba County. Real shit. That boy got a bond and was going to be out probably within 24 hours. Well, but 23 hours later, his original bond got revoked. And everybody's blaming that judge and saying, oh, they're kin. Let me tell you something. It wasn't a judge, and they're not kin. You really want to know? It's not going to be pleasant, but the truth is true. The person that needed to call attention to the judge is the district attorney's office. That's who was supposed to pull it up and say, hey, and the bondsman that went to bond. They were supposed to, one, the bond should have been revoked on the Party City shooting because he violated it. If you're charged with one of the counts, I don't know what else he got charged with, but one of them, he had one count of first degree attempted unaliving. Okay? So, are they fighting out here? Okay. No, Facebook meetup. They must be a marketplace seller. Okay. Anyway, here's what I'm trying to get at real quick, because I'm going to have to dip before the rain starts real hard. Hopefully I'm about ready to roll down the hill. But anyway, the guy in Catawba County was out on bond for a shooting into a crowd, similar to what happened at this mass shooting. And part of his bond conditions is, one, always, for anybody that's ever been on bond can tell you this: you cannot commit another criminal act while you're out on bond, period. And because it involved a pew-pew, regardless of his age, not possess or use a firearm. And guess what he did? He shot people. I mean, that is a blatant bond violation. You can't tell me it's not. I mean, you can, but you're going to be telling a lie. What in the Hades? Oh, that's what they're trying to sell, is that nice motorcycle. It's a Kawasaki. Anyway, so constituents were outraged. Honey, they blew up the district attorney's office. They blew up the judge, the city, the chief of police in Hickory City, the sheriff's deputy, Mr. Dark. All of them got blew up. What happened? The very next day, he got to keep the new bond of $200,000 for the mass shooting, but his other bond was revoked and a no bond hold on that case. So here's what that means to anybody that didn't understand. Long story short, until he goes to court for the incident at Party City on April 6th, he can't get a bond because he violated his conditions of probation. Why did that not happen originally? The judge wasn't told. The bonds, there's paperwork that has to be filed to revoke your bond, and that paperwork wasn't filed. It's just that simple. Jeez Louise, what in the heck? I hope that ain't somebody's car or something like that.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
I am so... Well, this video is all the way demonetized, by the way. So I will have to end and start over. There's no option because all the ringtones that came through, it's too many for me to be able to edit them out for YouTube. It only let me do, I think, 3. And I've had 4 so far. I'll try. The Mother's Day, when they finally let me edit it and freed it up. But any and all of monies from it that were earned before they freed it, they don't go to me. They go to the person that filed the claim, even though I beat the claim. Yeah. And anybody that's out there in YouTube land that does this will know what I'm about to say is 100% real. You make most of your money, over 75% is made in the first 48. Nice bike. Okay. It's made within the first 48 hours of your video airing. So, I lost that. And a lot of people haven't addressed this, but YouTube has changed. They now, every dollar, so let's say that somebody sends me a, whatchamacallit, y'all might have to help me, I forget the name of it, a super chat or super thanks. Before, YouTube took 35%. They now take 45%. So, every dollar, they get 45 cents, and I get 55. And then, when I reach that $100 that I've earned, and they're going to send me a check, it's minus taxes. They do take the taxes out first. So, well, I guess you could have it set up where they don't, but I have mine set up that way because I don't want to owe Uncle Sam no money because If you owe them tax money, they ain't. It's relentless. They worse than the student loan people. Um, let's see. And thank you for your sub, Luis. I hadn't got that far. I was still just reading comments. I digress. I'm sorry. Um, my hands is swelling so bad it's not even funny. I'm sweaty and swelling. And I'm gonna about to walk in the rain, y'all. But hey, maybe that'll just help me high step and huff and puff and get there a little faster. And it's starting to come down harder. This hoodie is hella hot too. But anyway, I digress again. Ugh. Sorry, I'm putting on clothes and I'm not gonna make y'all watch that. Anyway, let me finish these. Annette says she don't trust any of them at this time. Me either. Hey, Rhonda. Mad love. We all love miss you. What do I think about the CIA and ALPAC? I'm not sure who the ALPAC is. I think the CIA is... I think they're the ones sending me all these texts. I honestly believe that our CIA is one of the more corrupt organizations in our country. I think that at its inception, that it did serve a purpose. And like anything else, it's been so twisted and perverted and used and abused by our politicians in so-called acting in our best interest that it ain't nothing but a piece of crap establishment that our government uses at will to subvert having to go through the normal actions and routines that they should go through, and committing criminal acts and possible atrocities throughout the world. I don't think it should be sanctioned. I think it should be overhauled. And I think no matter who's in charge of our government and our country, that an organization such as that is always going to have that kind of problems. That's honest. You want my thoughts? That's the thoughts. Oh, I'm looking for my keys now. I don't remember where I stuck them. In my purse, and I gotta lock up when I leave. Let's see, glasses. Okay, and I think the rain has already stopped, you guys. Thank God. Rhonda says, I've been keeping a journal since I was a little kid. I have 3 notebooks full of stuff on Summer's case. Awesome, Miss Rhonda. I'm getting ready to end this live, but I'll be starting another one in about 30 minutes. Just the time it's going to take me to walk down here and order my food and get set up. Please come back. Because, and I wish I had a way to speak to you other than this, but I understand. You are one person that I know of that can help me possibly explain some things in the Diddy case. Miss Rhonda, let me know in the chat if you're familiar with Thelema, the religion of Thelema. Because through research on that and what I've been told about it, I think people are getting caught up on the salaciousness of the activities in this Diddy case, and they're missing Rico. And by the way, I'm telling y'all now, unless something drastic happens, this case near my home, like where the pew-pewing and stuff happened, was about 5.25 miles from my mom's family home in Hickory. My mom's family still lives there. Also, there's just some things that are not being told and shared with the public, and I want to know why. And in the Diddy case, the Thelema religion and stuff, Rhonda, a lot of people don't understand what it's about. They're all stuck on the sex, the schmex part, and the multiple partners and don't understand it's more about soul spirit transfer and fluids and what those fluids represent to those in that religion, as well as the power they believe they derive from those fluids. There's the keys. It's hard to say on YouTube because I have to edit myself so much. I really, if when I get down here, we can switch to Patreon. I'm trying to figure out how I can do a Patreon live stream for free for everybody. Just one, since it's my first one on Patreon. If anybody knows, please reach out to me. Email me. Because I'm not trying to charge folks. I want y'all to come to Patreon for free and watch this live stream where we can talk about all this without having to edit ourselves. Let's see. And Summer's case has had some interesting stuff. I don't know if y'all have heard about it today. Let's see. Annette says 3-letter agencies and NGOs behind. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly, Annette. Anarchy of the West. Cake with the boys is good, but burgers with Jesus is forever. Okay, I don't understand all that, but anything that you say involves Jesus, I'm down for it, baby. Let's go. Let's see. Mobs run everything, including, oh yes, more than people know, Annette. Let's see, yes, Rhonda. It is yes. It's a whole lot easier. Think about this, you guys. If they divide us up and we're fighting with each other, it's a hell of a lot easier for them to take over control of shit. It's a lot easier for them, and I mean the people with the money that's controlling the elected officials. It's a whole lot easier for them to push a certain agenda and to actually get it out there and get it worked through, because we're fighting each other. And when we're fighting with each other and against each other, we are divided. And that device, the hell? I don't know what that was. Sorry, guys. It sounded like somebody hit my car. I'm better get that. Okay. But that division, that divisiveness, that's what they want. Because as long as we're fighting with each other, we can't accomplish a damn thing. And that's the reality. Let's see. Guys, I'm going to have to sign off. I'm trying to slide real quick and see. I know, I see, Sally. Unfortunately. Thank you, Bucket List. I saw. I've been watching. I agree, Sally. Okay, Bucket List. I'm about to end and we can talk in between. Hey, at Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, hello and welcome. Please hit that thumbs up and that subscribe if you come in, you guys. It's free. It's the easiest way to support my channel. I'm trying to just scroll through. There's a lot that I haven't got to comment to, and I am so sorry. Okay, whoever that morbid Adon is, something's wrong with you. Yes, I'm safe. I'm just out of gas. You know then. Yeah, Annette, I'm reading your Ross Perot comment. Yes, I think so too. We're going to talk about Bongino and them. All right, you guys. I will see you in around 30 minutes. Bear with me. I'm walking in this heat and in the rain. It is currently 87 degrees out here. According to what my phone says, it's 87 degrees with, are y'all ready for this one? A 54% humidity, which is why I'm already soaking wet. 10 seconds out of a fan. And let's see. I'm sorry, you guys. The heat is really affecting my mental. I know that may sound weird. Some people may joke me and whatever. Honestly, whatever you feel. If that's what makes you feel good about yourself as a human, go ahead. But I got to get out of here. The lobby closes at 9 p.m. I've got to charge my box and eat. I've not eaten today. So, and I need to get that done so I can power up the laptop and actually show y'all the videos. And instead of just looking at a black screen or hearing my ugly mug voice talk, you know. I don't blame you. I'd want to too. So that being said, I am zipping up, bagging up, and about to head out. I mean, I can keep the live going and talking while I'm walking, but it's raining, so I can't use my... Y'all will be complaining about the video, and I'm not going to be able to see your... It's just better for the content. I really was kind of coming on here to tell y'all, hey, please be watching. YouTube's, whatchamacallits, ain't been going out to most people. And I want to do what I feel is a very important live. Also, by the way, I had to go back and change the one live stream. I think it was a live stream or video upload I did. And I don't understand it from YouTube. And I can't get a response, of course. I have reached out to my affiliate, whatever they call it, and no response yet. So I said mass shoot, but I spelled it with the, with the ing, shooting. I spelled it with different letters, like use the at as one of the O's, stuff like that. I still was demonetized for that. And I'm going to tell you how I know. I went to the title, I edited, I took that word completely out, just deleted that word, and left the title with that word out. 5 minutes later, that video that was yellow on the monetization turned green. So I had to change shooting to incident. So it's the mass incident in Catawba County. And that's crappy because the news can get on there and report that, and I'm categorized as news and information. By the way, before anybody says, well, you're not news. Yes, I am. I am an independent reporter. It's called freelance. I mean, a lot.
Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
Oh my gosh, it's not working. Let's see, hold on. Oh, bucket list, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be able, definitely me and little man, with that $5, that's $20. I'll make that feed me today and me and little man tomorrow. Oh, and just in case anybody missed it, Roadside Assistance did come out and they did fix my transmission leak. It may be temporary, but it is fixed. And I've got fluid in it. They put oil in. They tapped the air in my tires. So shout out to Progressives for doing what they said. They checked my batteries, all that stuff. The guy told me I have to replace that whole, he called it a transmission interface module box, something like that. That's as close to what it is as I can get you. It's going to have to be replaced. Trying to see if I can't find a used one possibly. at a junkyard. So what I have to do is I'm going to have to find out what it's going to cost me to fix it. And that's damages that I'm going to be able to get in court, hopefully. But, you know, it's one of them. I don't know if I can get blood from a turnip. Because the company he worked for, here we go with the good old boy shit I'm about to tell y'all. Long story short, even though he used their bay, he had keys to there, and I brought it during business hours. He wasn't legally using their company and stuff. They're saying that he was terminated the day before that he did my repairs. I'm like, shit, he had my car, my RV for a month almost. It's just bullcrap. And welcome to it. Like, everybody that's fighting for their citizenship, do you really want it? I mean, is it all that great? I don't know. Because if you're not the person with the financial power or pull, you know, because of who you know and what you know, you ain't getting nowhere. And it's not just here. We've seen examples of it everywhere. Okay, so I'm literally ready to walk out the door. I'm going to let y'all see my ugly, cute outfit before I open anything that tells where I'm at and sign off. See my hoodie? It's just a t-shirt hoodie, but hopefully it'll help keep me from getting soaked too bad. And then I got, it's a t-shirt dress because I'm hot. Shit. Let's see. See you later. I don't know what's... Oh, hi to Cathartic Submarine, it looks like. Okay. Alright, you guys. I will see you in about 30 minutes. Peace. Love and light. Thank y'all for watching tonight. I love you all. See you shortly.